No Waste World Building. One Community Weekly Progress Update, number 691.
One Community is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are creating open source and free shared blueprints and resources, tools and tutorials, and do-it-yourself instructions for highest good living. Creating solution models that create additional solution creating models in the service of all life on this planet. This includes highest good approaches to food, energy, housing, education, for-profit and non-profit business creation, society, and earth stewardship.
Welcome back, beautiful people. My name is Jay, and this is another episode of One Community's Weekly Progress Update. This is our June 15th, 2026 edition, and today I got a great topic for you that I want to talk about, and that topic is No Waste World Building. And everything you see happening in the background of this video is what One Community is creating as the foundations for No Waste World Building, which are based on radical sustainability, the concept of no waste living, and the idea of making this radical sustainability and no waste living easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough so that the idea will spread on its own. And that is really the foundations of No Waste World Building. It's how do we make no waste living attractive enough and interesting enough and individually beneficial enough for people that it becomes a new paradigm rather than something that is seen as, weird or different or too difficult or not worth it, etc. Because if it were already worth it, humanity would already be doing it, and we wouldn't be dealing with the huge problem that we have right now, the insane amount of daily trash and plastic and even food waste and construction waste and all the other areas of our life. Objectively right now, we are just a wasteful species. And so how do we solve that? How do we get to the foundations of that and address those things in a way that is individually beneficial enough that people would actually want to do it? And so One Community has been working on the answer to that. And to achieve that, we've taken sustainability, we've broken it into two different categories. We have the physical foundations of sustainability, and then we have the emotional foundations of sustainability. The physical foundations of sustainability are food, energy, and housing. And the emotional foundations of sustainability are what we like to call highest good approaches to fulfilled living, education, economics, and stewardship. And with the idea of no waste living as a foundation for no waste world building and One Community being a pioneer in this area, we've looked at all these areas and said, how do we address radical sustainability and no waste living in each one of these areas? And how do we do it in a way that is replicable? So let's take a really common wasteful thing that everybody's familiar with right now. Plastic. And we've done this for paper, we've done this for clothing, we've done this for styrofoam, we've done this for glass, we've done this for non-recyclables and everything that doesn't fall into all the other categories. And what we did is we said, okay, let's put a team of engineers on the topic of plastic and let's find the most sustainable way to deal with plastic. And I'm gonna talk about this right now as an example of what we've done in all areas. And that is, we said, okay, we put a team of engineers the idea of how do we deal with plastic, and their task was, what is the most sustainable approach to plastic? Well, first and foremost, the most sustainable approach to deal with plastic is to eliminate as much use of plastic as we possibly can. And we've done the same thing in all other areas. How do we eliminate as much paper as we can, and cardboard and clothing? And how do we eliminate in general through something like a resource-based economy and a tool library, just purchasing things that we don't need multiple versions of? How do we identify the companies that produce the most sustainable products and have the most sustainable construction and creation process so that they're not being wasteful, so the things that we're wasting go all the way back to the supply chain, and we look at that. And so we've done this with plastic, and we've done this with everything, and we're doing this with everything we haven't already done this with. We say, okay, how do we find the most sustainable companies? How do we find the most sustainable products? And for the things that are coming onto the property, how do we find the best way to reduce, reuse, and recycle? And then for the idea of no waste world building, how do we make all of this easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough both individually and for communities, for the idea to spread on its own. And again, for the idea of no waste world building and how I talk about everything in the background of this video being the foundations of what we're creating as a teacher demonstration community, village, city, and hub designed to teach others how to create teacher demonstrations, communities, villages, cities, and hubs as well. We said, how do we create these teacher demonstration hubs to teach others how to do this, and basically teach people how to teach other people how to teach these things, and we make them easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough so that people want to live in these communities. And that is the foundation for no waste world building. That is our path to building a no waste world. We make it easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough to live this way. We do the research necessary to identify the most sustainable companies, products, and approaches to dealing with everything that's coming into our community, including from people that don't live in the community, the hundreds of thousands of people that we will be hosting as visitors. And we show this lifestyle is beneficial enough on the individual level so that other people will want to live this way as well. And then we teach them how to do that with step-by-step instructions. And that's the easy enough and affordable enough component by open sourcing and free sharing everything we're doing. And so 20 years ago, I set out to create the most sustainable lifestyle model and healthiest and most amazing lifestyle model I could imagine. And then I brought in a whole bunch of other people into that and took their best ideas and added that to what we're doing as well. And now 15 years later, after we launched One Community, we've had over 2,000 volunteers contribute to the project, contributing their ideas and their work, and putting teams, like I said, of engineers on the idea of saying, okay, well, what is the most sustainable approach to plastic, paper, etc.? What is the most sustainable flooring? What is the most sustainable insulation? What are the most sustainable companies that produce faucets and toilets and urinals and hand dryers and shower heads? And then what are the most sustainable products from those companies? And so as we're doing this, we're just getting closer and closer and closer to basically identifying, to the best of our ability, what is the best, most sustainable way to live on this planet, and how do we share that in a way so we share our complete thought process so that other people can see our thought process. And if they disagree, if you disagree, you can look at it and be like, well, I wouldn't do it that way. Well, great. If we've communicated so well that you can say, oh, I disagree with that specific point and I'd rather do this because it would be even better, then we've succeeded. And so we're designing it to be a constantly crowdsourced experience and process of evolving it all so that we can become more and more sustainable and keep open sourcing and free sharing it and building One Community and demonstrating One Community as the most amazing place to live possible that incorporates all these ideas. So it is an inspiration for this idea of no waste world building, an example for people to follow that isn't just an example, but it's actually a teaching organization where we teach other people how to teach others, teach teachers how to teach what it is that we're doing. Does that make sense? We're not just giving a person a fish. We're not just teaching a person to fish. We're teaching teachers how to teach fishing. And in this metaphor, fishing is radical sustainability, no waste living, and how to apply that to food, energy, housing, fulfilled living, education, economics, and stewardship, the complete human experience. How do we look at this with the thought process of how do we do all this for the highest good of all people in life on this planet? And that includes reducing as much waste as we possibly can, and then recycling and reusing everything else possible. And so this is how we're advancing no waste world building. This is how we see ourselves as leaders in the concept of no waste world building, and how we're not just talking about it, we're objectively making it easy enough, affordable enough, and demonstrating attractive enough so the idea will spread its own. So this is what we're up to. This is what One Community is all about. This is what we're passionate about. As I said, we've had over 2,000 volunteers contribute to our project. We're a nonprofit organization, non-governmental organization. We're a 100% volunteer organization, including myself. Doing this because we want to live this way, and doing this because we see the benefits for humanity and our entire planet and all things living on this planet. The idea of becoming a no waste or a minimal waste species should make sense to everybody, but how do you make it easy enough and affordable enough and attractive enough so that people are really excited about it? That's what we're all about, and that's what we're doing. And so if you're into this kind of thing, if you geek out on this kind of stuff and you'd like to help out, visit our helping page. If you'd like to support us, obviously donations are super welcome and helpful, because we are a 100% volunteer organization. So all donations go into forwarding our mission, our open source goals, and everything that it is we're creating. If you'd like a weekly dose of positivity in your inbox, visit our subscribe page, subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get one email a week with this video, as well as a link to our weekly progress update blog, which, if you'd like to see that, includes everything that all of our volunteers have accomplished in the last week. If you'd like to help us out in the easiest way possible, like, subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Join us on social media. We are on all the social media networks to make it as easy as possible to share what it is that we're doing. Help us share the information. Join us there. Follow us on whatever social media network you enjoy most. We're on LinkedIn, Tumblr, Pinterest, X, which Twitter, all of them, Instagram, you name it. We are on all the different social media networks. Join us there. And of course, if you'd like to see all of our open source content, visit our website. Google One Community, plastic recycling, paper recycling, pretty much anything about sustainability. Our website is massive, the results of hundreds of thousands of hours of work and research by our all volunteer team. This is what we're about. This is how we're advancing no waste world building. Everybody's invited to participate and help contribute to what it is that we're doing. And if you'd like to help out in the easiest way possible, stick around for a couple minutes and just help out our algorithm by watching to the end. And in doing that, you will see bullet points on all the major components of our project that are foundations for this idea of no waste living and no waste world building. So this is what One Community is up to. This is what we're doing. You're invited to participate. Stick around for another couple minutes, watch the end, and of course, until next week, we will keep on keeping on. Thanks for following our progress.
The One Community approach to highest good housing is eco-artistic home building that is affordable, sustainable, do-it-yourself duplicable, resource and space efficient, and consists of 7 different sustainably constructed village models. One Community is also creating an open-source duplicable city center. It is designed to be LEED Platinum certified, provide 12 guest rooms, dining for over 150 people, and laundry and recreation space for over 300 people, all while saving money, time, space, and resources. One Community's approach to highest good food is duplicable almost anywhere, scalable for different needs, more biodiverse and nutritious, part of forwarding a global open-source botanical garden collaborative, and includes 9 different free, shared, and duplicable growing environments. One Community's approach to highest good education is designed for all age groups, adaptable to any schooling environment, inspiring and fun for all participants, includes national standards, all subjects, lesson plans, teaching strategies, learning strategies and tools, classroom design, and more. The One Community approach to highest good society is globally focused, individually enriching, cooperative and collaborative, includes a highest good network and application, 4 different economic models, and combines fulfilled living and true earth stewardship for the benefit of all people and all life on this planet.